Intune, O365, AVD, all can be practice can be done, is it? With single.
Ligament problem में है.
Manjit, can you hear me? Hello.
Sorry, I was speaking in on mute. So
Okay.
actually, I'm saying like as a like you usage one email ID to sign up yourself over Azure portal and purchase subscription of free trial, right?
Yes.
So Microsoft 365 and Intune services are totally different from our Azure because these services can work over a license and Azure portal can work over a subscription, and
Okay.
both are totally different to each other,
Okay. Only
right?
with the subscription we can go for the AVD and like Azure Admin 104, right?
Correct.
Okay. Anything else apart from this?
I don't think only the license and the subscription can help us to perform all the tasks.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. So
Yes.
I hope you guys are okay with the like as a setup that required to establish our AVD host pool,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
like this is our last session that we discuss about the gap between
Yes.
breadth first and depth first, because I'm not saying about only the in case of interview, but it's our responsibility. We also need to consult our client. Sometimes client don't know anything. They just like as want to implement these services. So at least we must need to aware about the how we can manage the cost cutting. Correct. So this is the first like as a practical that we completed related to the AVD host pool. And now I'm going to segregate all the features that we added for our AVD host pool creation. Remember, we already discussed in every class, we are trying to understand about AVD is not a single practical, AVD is not a single service that help us to manage our infrastructure. Whenever we start working with production, whenever we implement the AVD host pool for any production, you need to take care each and every services that involve in AVD. You must need to know about the networking. You must need to know about the ADDS services because I'm going to implement the GPO wala part. We'll also discuss about the replication. We'll also discuss about the FS logics and MSIX package and how to protect the profile. So these all are the content we covered, but you must need to segregate all the things. Do not mix all the content with AVD. Please try to segregate all the services separately. If you really want to become a expert in AVD, please try to become expert on networking, ADDS, synchronization, pass AD, remote AD, and VPN AD. Clear? So today I'm just going to guide you each and every information related to the networking. Once you're good with the networking wala part, we can proceed for the AD, group policy, domain replication, and AD connect. Is all right?
Yes.
So configure and manage AVD setup. So in the AVD setup, we have already discussed AVD is not a single type of service. For AVD, we also need to know about the concept of networking. I'm talking about the Azure networking. Sometime our client want to set up. Let me give you one example. For example, this is the location of our Azure portal. Client established their services in location of maybe central India, central US, right? And he also running some server or services in location of maybe India location, maybe West India location, maybe East India location. And they are trying to, this is the server our database that is established in location of India. This one is our server. This is our normal virtual machine. This one is our storage, and the entire AVD setup you establish in location of central India, central US. Now client want to add all the resources which are running in central India location. He need to join the virtual machine that you created. He need to join the virtual machine with the SQL server that you created in location of India. Means the AVD, this is our AVD pool. Try to understand about the concept, and you know that with the help of AVD pool we are able to create virtual machines, and from the virtual machine means n number of users can access your VM, like user 1, user 2, user 3 are able to access your virtual machine. Now these users are good with the SQL database management. These users are good with the SQL database management, and companies establish their database before the implementation of our AVD host pool. Now client requested, our database is already running in India location, and all the tables, all the queues, all the SQL database software are successfully installed in India location. So can you please help me to authorize these users? Please, can you please help me to provide the access of these users to access the database that we establish in location of India? Got it? What I'm saying? This is real time project. I'm coming. 2 minutes. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, Manjit.
Got it? What I'm saying about the the client's requirement.
Yes.
So what do you think? How we can achieve this particular task?
Replication.
No, like from one data center to other data center means the region based migration.
No, no, no. Migration is too costly. No one cannot give you
Not,
like as a.
I mean
You
to
need to
say like
justify.
move from, yeah,
No, we are not going to move because our branch is also running in India location. So I don't want to move anything from India location. Because these resources we established, we dedicated for
VNet
India.
peering then?
Yep, VNet pairing, gateway, and you can also use the service of VPN. But VPN is also costly in compare of VNet pairing, right? Not only the VNet pairing, you also need to work on NSG.
Yes.
NSG and VNet pairing can help you to achieve this particular task. Fine.
Yeah.
Are we discussed about the VNet pairing and NSG?
No, not yet.
No problem. So I'm just going to cover these part,
Okay.
and we'll try to set up a like as a lab like this that you can
Hmm.
properly able to understand about how we can assign the access of our SQL server that that we are going to establish in location of India, and how we can authorize the same resource access from through our users that we created in Central US.
Okay.
Okay, so this is our AVD host pool. I'm not going to make single changes with the existing setup that we established. Just give me 1 minute, please. I need to turn on my base machine as well. Give me 1 minute. Hey everyone, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so this is our infrastructure that we created in previous class. I'm just going to pick one by one, like so everything is running properly. I'm going to open our network like VNet that we created and try to understand about which types of activity we can perform with the networking and which types of tasks we need to work in case of day-to-day activity in case of production environment. So this is our VNet that we created, and let me explain you about the components that required to handle our resources over a portal. So over Azure portal means for AVD, not only for the AVD, for any kind of resources that you are going to set up, you need to understand about all the features related to Azure networking. In case of Azure networking, we need to start from the VNet. And I hope you guys are okay with the basic of networking that we discussed before. The first one is VNet, and second we'll discuss about NSG, about the usage of NSG, then VNet pairing, and then we'll discuss about virtual gateway, about the concept of Bastion is also part of network. We'll talk about DNS configuration. Our responsibility, we need to know about how to set up VPN by using the virtual gateway. So these all are the part that we are going to manage in our networking. Not only the VNet, with VNet, we also need to know about the subnet management or subnet configuration. So these all are the points that we are going to cover. In single word, how we can describe about VNet? What do you think about the VNet? What is VNet? How we can describe? Like if anyone asks us question, like can you please explain about the VNet? So how we can describe the use cases of VNet?
By Linux, we assign IP, our subnet, our gateway and the VM service.
Right, we are unable to hear you. Can you please check your headset?
Yeah, now I'm audible. Hello.
No,
With the help of VNet, we are able to assign IP to our VMs and gateway.
only we are able to assign the IP address, or do you want to add any other things as well?
Yeah, and on VNet we create domain controller
Mm-hmm.
and on domain install it with the help of my AD. We synchronize user, our on-premise user or user to the domain controller. Azure.
Hmm. Anything else that you want to add, please?
It is a communication between the two VMs or the like it will provide the private IP,
Hmm.
um, and it's a mandatory to the VNet. It only the network, it will be connected with the multiple VMs and the organizations.
Hmm. Fine.
Yeah.
See, VNet, as we know that the VNet is categorized in two different parts, not only for the Azure services. I'm talking about the VNet activity with all the platforms that we have, the all types of cloud provider that we have, like AWS, GCP, Azure, Alibaba. These all are the core public cloud providers. They all establish their networking part totally separate and very important for all the activity. Let me help you. VNet is categorized in case of Azure portal. VNet is categorized in two different part. One is default VNet, right? And another is create your own VNet. I think we have already discussed about this. Are we discussed about this particular part? Create your own VNet. See, try to understand about the gap between these two different points. Basically, each and every organization, yes, each and every organization need to set up their own VNet. If you are going to set up all the services using default VNet, so not now, but in future, right? Not now, but in future, definitely it will create lots of issues to handle and manage your network resources. Because I have already seen, like as a multiple client, they establish their resources with the help of default VNet. But in future, if you are going to handle and enhance the security label for your resources, then definitely it will create lots of issues. Clear? So why we are not going to use default VNet? No one can use. Even you never suggest anyone to set up their resources by using default VNet, right? Because what happened about the default VNet? See, what happened with default VNet? It will impact. Yes, it will impact to our like as a entire resources, and this is the default VNet, so you have to pay much amount because you are going to use lots of IP address. The default VNet, they already decided the IP address range 10.0.0.0/16, and see about the slash 16. In this slash 16 we are able to connect up to more than 65,000 of IP address. Is that correct? 65,536 IP address available in this VNet. And the second important part, this VNet considered as a shared VNet. This VNet considered as a shared VNet. The meaning of shared VNet may be, we are not sure about it because the Azure also mention in case of SLA, in case of document of Azure, they clearly mention the default VNet. Do not try to put your any on resources in the default VNet because this is the shared VNet, and maybe another account can also get the access of your VNet IP address. That is why you always try to set up your own VNet. In the on VNet, you are creating your own like as a place. This is your own VNet. In the on VNet, you are the owner and you can decide how many IP address you want to assign in this particular VNet. Like I'm going to proceed with 25. The meaning of 25, if you calculate the value, it becomes 128 IP address. Is that correct? And 128 IP address you can divide in multiple subnets. Subnet 1, subnet 2, as per your requirement. 192.168.1.0 25, I'm going to divide into 64. 192.168.1.64/26. This IP address for HR, this IP address for sales. No one can add more than 128 IP addresses if you are going to follow this particular method. But in this case, we are able to get 65,536 IP address, total IP address. Is it all right, please?
Yeah, Manjit, it's clear.
Great. Now, that is why we need to create our own VNet. So once we complete the part of VNet, like we are going to create our own VNet, the one of important part you must need to take care about NSG. The meaning of NSG is Network
Security group.
Security Group. So we should know about the network security group because I'm going to provide the access of our resources to the outside of resources or to the outside of people who want to utilize your services. So for this particular task, what you need to do, first of all, you need to understand about the network security group. So do you want to add something about the network security group according to your understanding? What is NSG?
It's like the outsiders who have been able to connect, right? It is providing more security than internal to avoid their risk.
Okay, which types of security? An example?
No, I cannot tell
Okay, no
you.
problem. So let me help you to understand. This is our domain, our virtual machine that you created over a Azure portal. It may be domain controller, it may be virtual machine. The all virtual machine we are going to create over a portal, it is connected with NSG. All the VMs are connected with network security group. And the network security group contain two important part. One is inbound and another is outbound. Inbound and outbound. Try to understand about the differences. Inbound contain up to 65,535 logical port. 65,535 logical port. The total IP address. This is considered as a logical port. And you know that some important protocols and logical port number. Yes, important port and logical protocols. So like as I'm going to start from the FTP, telnet, DNS, DHCP, HTTP, HTTPS, RDP, SQL, right? These all are the protocols. And the protocol is also based on can perform the task by using these 65,535 logical ports. FTP, the logical port for FTP, how much?
22.
How much? 20?
So, port number you're
20,
saying, right? 21
21
and 2022, yes.
and 22. Telnet 23, DNS 53,
53,
67 and
64.
68, port
8,
number 80, port number
443,
443, RDP 3389,
3389,
SQL.
1433.
These all are the logical ports, right? So you know that if you want to set up any kind of service in your virtual machine and you want to share the same service to on-premises resources, the machines which are available on on-premises, the machines which are available in different geographical location. So it's our responsibility. We need to handle how we can manage these um, logical port. Which port you want to allow, which port you want to deny. So basically, by default, if we talk about the by default setting in our VNet, in our NSG, so if you are using Linux Windows machine, only 3389 allow. In case of Windows, for Linux, 22 port allow. Sorry, 22 is basically for SSH. All right, not for the FTP. Second, in case of outbound, all ports are allowed by default. I'm talking about by default. But in production environment, we need to take care. I'm not going to allow all the port in our outbound, not required, because we are trying to provide a high secured infrastructure to our client. This is our motto. We need to provide the high secured security based infrastructure to our client. Try to understand about the another feature. And for example, only 3389 port you allow in case of our inbound. And now you are trying to install one service in this particular machine like IIS. What is IIS?
the web service.
Web services. If you want to host your web server, then IIS, I think, come into the picture, right?
Yeah.
Internet information services come into the picture. You successfully establish IIS service and you want to deploy your own website, maybe a .NET website, Java website, any kind of website that you wanted to like as a install in this particular machine. So try to understand about it. Your website is running properly, right? And you want to provide the access of this particular website to outsider people. These all are the machines which are running on premises, laptop, desktop, mobile user, tablet user, and you want to you want to authorize these users to access your website that you created in your VM. So that time you must need to allow port number 80 and
And 443.
443 in our inbound, means you are trying to share your services. So port must be added in our inbound because you are trying to share the information. Is it all right?
Yeah, Manjit, it's clear.
Next. So this is the basic part. Now try to understand about the core feature of NSG. One more option. In case of NSG, network security group is categorized in two different part, not two different part. You can say that we can allow NSG for direct VM. We can assign the NSG to subnet as well. Means the network security group that you can assign directly to the VM, and you can also assign the same NSG or different NSG for your subnet. Single NSG we can apply to the multiple VM, single NSG we can apply to the subnet. Now try to understand about why we are going to involve these two different NSG. This is our subnet. Okay, try to understand. This is our subnet, and subnet contain up to 64 IP addresses. In the subnet, we are able to add multiple VMs. In the subnet, we are able to add multiple virtual machines. All the virtual machines are connected with the same subnet like this. All right. They all are able to make a communication to each other. I'm going to add one NSG in our subnet directly, right? And in this NSG, I'm just going to allow only and only 3389 because the machines are running in the subnet are Windows based. But the machines which are running for the NSG that we added in our virtual machines, NSG of VM, I added 3389, port number 80, port number 443. Three logical ports I'm going to add in our virtual machines. One logical ports I'm going to add in our subnets. Is all right?
Can you just repeat it one again? So
As
three.
yeah,
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
we are able to add our NSG to machine directly to the virtual machine, and we can also add our NSG to the entire subnets. Clear?
Yeah.
So the NSG that you added in your virtual machine is R 338980 and 443. Clear?
Yeah.
It means that you want to allow your virtual machine for RDP. You want to allow your virtual machine for the website hosting with security and without security. HTTP without security, 80 without security, 443 with security. I think. Is that correct?
Yes, that's
But in the container, in the main container, right? In the main container, I'm going to add only one port.
Okay.
right? In the main container, I'm going to add only one logical port. The logical port is 3389 because I'm going to authorize our users to access only and only what? Only and only RDP services. It means that the meaning of this particular infrastructure, you want to authorize your users to access website within the premises. The website that you hosted, they all are able to access. But the users are the members which are available in out of organization in different VNet in different location, they are not authorized to access your website. They all are able to access the web, they are all are able to access RDP only, but no one can access the website that you established. Is all right, please?
Yeah, Manjit, it's
Yes,
clear
yes.
now.
Great. So I'm going to show you the same practical, how we can manage this particular task. And after that, we'll proceed for the another components that we mentioned, like as n number of components required to manage our networking wala part. So let me complete VNet and NSG. So VNet, we have already discussed how to create, how we can manage the number of logical number of subnets in the NSG, number of subnet in our VNet, and let's talk about the NSG, how we can add NSG with our VNet, subnet, and virtual machine. Back to the Azure portal, and in Azure portal, let me open our domain controller that we established. This one is our domain machine. In the virtual machines properties, we need to find the name of our NSG that we added. Open virtual machines properties, go to the network setting, and in the network setting, we just need to open our Ethernet page. This is NIC card page, and in the NIC, we are able to find network security group. The name of security group is domain NSG, correct? The name of security group is domain NSG, and this is applicable to assign only the port number 3389, means we are able to take the RDP only. I'm going to install IIS service and host one website. Once we host a demo website, we'll try to access the same website from outside the network by using my base machine. And after that, we'll try to add one more NSG. We'll create separate NSG and apply to the subnet to block the access of block the access of website. We are going to authorize only the access of RDP to our outsider people. Is it all right, please?
Yes, it's right. Yeah.
Fine. Let me take the RDP of our virtual machine and try to perform the task. Open VM. Under the VM, we just need to select RDP. It is in progress. We should wait for a few more minutes. In the machine, we have already installed Active Directory domain services. So let's try to understand about Install one more service, add role and features. Add role and features, and we can proceed. Next, 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 and install IaaS service, web server IaaS, and install it. It is in progress. We should wait for a few more minutes. Once our VM is ready to use, means our service is ready to use, we'll set up one small website and then we'll proceed for the next.
Okay. Mandit, does we require to create in a free trial of domain or it's not required?
See, if you don't have a free trial domain, like as a any domain, right? So actually, there are no free trial domain available. Domain
Mm.
you are talking about the name that I am using, like teachmecloud.in, right?
Yes.
See, if you want to set up your infrastructure, AVT infrastructure, just like as a production environment, if you have already purchased, like if you have already a domain with you, so you can proceed with the same domain. But if you don't have a domain, please try to implement the services with the help of same on Microsoft.com domain. Okay, but
Okay.
which is really difficult. I know, because if you are going to set up your domain with the on Microsoft domain.com, it will not accept.
So
So
I
for
should.
to yeah no so for to resolve this particular issues, we have another option, alternative UPN suffix. The alternative UPN suffix will help you no matter which domain you establish on premises. Like for example, you are going to set up your domain with name of training.com on premises on local computer, right? And uh, you want to synchronize the same users which are available on training.com to Azure portal. Your user will automatically convert into the on Microsoft.com because
Okay.
your UPN is not matching. So what you need to do, you must need to approve the name of the domain that provided by Azure. I'll guide you because this is the part of our
Yes.
AD Connect. So in
Yeah,
AD
because
Connect, I'll guide you.
to do the practice, I was checking that, so I had a query about that.
No, this is the common query because it is really difficult to purchase the domain, right?
Mm.
Each and every domain you have to pay more than 1,000 rupees. Even if you are going to purchase the domain from GoDaddy, I don't think in 1,000 rupees we are able to get any kind of domain. Even I am trying to purchase the domain with name of teachmecloud.com, and the
Okay.
price for teachmecloud.com 1.5 lakh per year.
Mm.
So that is why now. So we just need to set up our own domain XYZ, any name, but you need to configure alternative UPN suffix. By using the alternative UPN suffix, yes, we are able to achieve the task like as a custom domain.
Okay. Fine. Thank you.
Our IIS service installed successfully. I'm just going to open our C drive because the IIS service feature available in C drive. Open intpub www.root ias and open with notepad. Let me make some changes in this particular website. This is test website, right? This is test website. Save it. What do you think? Are we able to access the website from outside the network? Copy the public IP address. I'm going to share with you guys as well and try to access the website. This is my public IP address, the public IP address of our VM, the domain controller. Can you please try to access this website? Not possible to access the website. Is that correct? Only because of we haven't assigned the
Yes.
port number. Because we haven't assigned the port number in the sense like as a 3389 port. Oh,
Different
sorry, port number 80 and port number
844.
443. Yeah. Back to the NSG means the virtual machines properties. This is our VM. And in the virtual machine, we just need to open network. And in the network, we are able to find multiple options. Like see, this is outbound, allow for entire port number, and this is for inbound. So I wanted to create only one 3389 port is added in this particular NSG. So let me create one more rule in inbound for inbound and allow the port number 80. Destination port HTTPS. HTTP. In the NSG, multiple options are available because n number of features provided by NSG, like as a source any, source port range any, the meaning of star, it's applicable for any, destination any. But if you click here, it gives us a multiple option. If you want to authorize to access our website from the specific machine, for individual machine. So you just need to provide my IP address or you need to provide the public IP address of selected device, selected resource. Is all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Manjeet.
The meaning of any, it means that you want to allow for everyone. So I wanted to allow for everyone, but we also discuss about these points. This is the priority. So the meaning of priority, like we are able to find 3110, 10, 310. So 310 is our priority, which is allowed. If you are going to configure the same policy, but you are going to put it into the deny and the priority for deny, it may be 315. So can you please help me to understand about which priority will work?
Allow. No, deny. Actually, in deny, if you select the deny property, means only 315 is denied and all property is allowed. All protocol is allowed. I think so.
You mean to say that the high number considered as it applicable, will applicable?
Yeah, yeah. In option deny.
Okay. See, in case of Microsoft, just wanted to clear not only with the this particular priority. In case of Microsoft, all types of services, right, will work on the lower priority. Means the priority that we have 110, 310 will be applicable. The lowest priority will always work. Got it? The higher priority
Okay.
will not impact to your infrastructure. If two different
And
policies
lowest
are available,
priority.
Sorry.
And lowest priority means
The number, low
didn't
number,
get the.
low number in the sense like as uh like you added your priority 310 and 315, right? So in the
Okay.
310 you make the allow, you set it at as a allow, and 310 you allow as a denied.
Okay.
Then your allow policy will work.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to add it, and after that we'll try to access our website. 3389. Sorry, we added port number 80 because we don't have a certificate. So we just need to allow and wait for few seconds.
Can you see some error? Some action is there that it is being denied in that portal? Manjit?
Yep,
Yeah. Can you just go to Azure portal back?
yep.
Yeah. Can you see in the down action what is that red mark contents? It's only denied.
Okay, okay. I think we put it into the deny. Let me
Yeah.
change it. Yeah. Please wait for 2 minutes.
Yeah. Outside it's not working. It should work internally. It's working internally.
We are able to access our website. I hope you guys are also able to access the website, right?
No, from outside it was not connecting.
Can you
Yes, I
please?
got.
Yeah.
Yes, it's gone.
Now we configured our network security group over a virtual machine. Remember, I don't want to allow outsider people to access the website. I wanted to allow only for the employee, only for the machines which are connected with the same VNet. So what you need to do, back to the portal, type NSG and create new NSG. Because one NSG we have already added with our virtual machine. Let me create one more NSG and make sure NSG must be in same location. AVD class, and this one is subnet NSG. Okay, this one is I'm going to create with name of subnet NSG. Create. Our NSG is fully blank right now, right? Currently, the NSG is fully blank because whenever we create a new NSG, you have to add what we can say that you have to add inbound and outbound rule by self.
What is this tax?
Tag we can use for various purpose. Let me help you to understand about the work of tags. So tag is basically help you to find your resources. Number one,
Mhm.
tag will help you to access your resources which are not part of our VNet.
Okay.
Let me give you another example. Like you are taking care the infrastructure of any XYZ client.
Mhm.
XYZ client requested you, can you please create 25 virtual machine for me, two different VNet, one SQL Server, one DynamoDB, one storage, one storage gateway, like that.
Okay.
Means you created up to more than 50 resources over Azure portal for the specific client. And if you don't mention any specific name for your user, for your resources, which is really difficult to
Difficult to
find,
understand. Yeah.
right?
Eh, yeah.
Because whenever we create our virtual machine, the virtual machine will give you lots of component, storage, disk, an IC card, right? And number
Yeah.
of services are involved. So if you are going to open the disk wala part only, if you are going to open disk only, which is really difficult to identify
Which
the disk
for
is
who?
connected with which virtual machine,
Yes.
right? The machines, the built-in disk you can find, but what about the other hard drive? We don't have option to identify like this hard disk is connected with which virtual machine. So that time tags come into the picture.
To
Is all right.
easily identify that we can.
Easily identify, easily access your services. This is the NSG wala part, and in the NSG we are able to find inbound and outbound both types of role. I'm just going to add only one role. Which one? 3389, because I don't want to authorize any outsider people to access the website. So let me add it. We added 3389 back to your subnet. AVT VNet subnet. Only one subnet available, domain subnet. Let me open it. And you have to add the network security group. None. We just created NSG. VNet subnet NSG and save it. And now, if you're trying to access your website, I don't think we are able to access it. Remember? Because we have already blocked the access. It will take time because we just applied and definitely we are not able to access our website. All good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fine. So this is about the NSG added with virtual machine, individual virtual machine, and what other like as uh, the NSG we added with virtual machine. Actually, lots of topics required in case of our VNet management, right? So So next remaining topic can be discussed in next class tomorrow. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yes, fine.
I'll share you the recording. Guys, please try to implement practical by self, because every day I'm going to share one practical with you, and end of the day you will collect lots of practical and you are unable to practice it. So in
Sure.
case of training, like in parallelly, if you are going to perform the practical task, then definitely it's really helpful for us that you can easily understand about the all concept and you can directly ask in between. But once we complete the training and you collect lots of practicals, so which is really difficult to implement all practicals, right?
Yeah.
Okay, everyone. So we'll connect tomorrow on same time. Discuss more
Uh,
about AVD.
yeah. Manjit, what about 104 training?
Yes, today I'm going to schedule and share you the detail.
Okay. Any time frame you been?
If evening time, like as between 8 to 9, maybe 8:50, 8:30, or maybe 8 o'clock.
Okay, fine. Sure. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.